good morning India. Welcome to News This Week on Spirits TV. I am Shalini Kumar with the latest updates from the world of alcoholic beverages and hospitality. Let's start with new policy initiatives which will bring respite for COVID-hit hospitality and alcobev sector. The Union Home Ministry has announced that from 15th October, India will resume issuing tourist visas to foreigners coming here on chartered flights. Additionally, foreign tourists will be permitted to come to India on non-chartered aircraft from 15th November on fresh tourist visas. With the move, the restrictions placed on visa and international travel since March 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic have been significantly eased. This move is expected to give a big help to India's struggling travel and hospitality industry and will boost the domestic alcobev markets as well. In a welcome move, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has announced that tribals will be able to sell mahua and toddy liquor and no one will disturb them. He said that he does not support alcohol, but if tribals make or drink alcohol for the sake of tradition, then there is no harm in it. After relief from court cases on challenges to Delhi's excise policy, Delhi government is on the move to implement its much debated excise policy. Delhi government has invited applications from hotels, clubs, motels, bars and restaurants in Delhi for serving liquor on their premises. It has decided to grant the license in the form of L15, L16, L17, L19, L20, L21, L28 and L29 under new excise policy to be implemented with effect from November 17th for the service at the licensed premises for on-site consumption of liquor in the National Capital Territory of Delhi for the licensing year 2021-22. The licensees will be allowed to serve liquor and beer in glasses or bottles while ensuring that it is not taken outside the premises. On the other side, the Telangana government is mulling over increasing the application and license fee for liquor shops in Telangana from the new excise year. During April to September of this year, the Telangana government has garnered 14,320 crore rupees revenue through liquor sales and it is envisaging to generate 17,000 crore rupees revenue in the next 6 months through liquor sales. In COVID-19 crisis, the alcobev sector emerged as one of the supporting arms for the states, and the states are exploring new avenues to shore up the excise revenue. It seems that Bevco outlets at Kerala State Road Transport Corporation bus terminal complexes are going to be a reality. Antony Raju, the Minister for Road Transport, informed the Kerala government in the assembly recently that the possibility of having Bevco outlets in vacant spaces where KSRTC depots and stands are not there is being explored. Central government has been pressing to expand biofuel production and recently announced an incentive to encourage sugar mills to divert sugar towards ethanol making. The central government has said that it would allocate a quality of sugar that is sacrificed for ethanol production for monthly domestic sale along with the regular quota from this month onwards. Now, these sugar mills which are diverting sugar to ethanol will be getting the entire quantity of sugar sacrificed on producing ethanol from B-heavy molasses, sugarcane juice, sugar syrup in their monthly release quota. Moving on to some reports which caught our attention. A German beer named Mönchner beer has been awarded GI tags by the Chennai Registry of GI. For the GI tag, at least 4 Western countries had filed applications with the Chennai office for 12 products. This year, the GI registry published a list of 51 awardees onto the website, unlike preceding years when the list of the newly certified products were published one by one. The inclusion of 12 products from 4 Western countries in the recently published awardees list indicates a new trend to get GI tag in India. At least 421 products have been given GI tag in India so far. Lufthansa Airlines will no longer offer free liquor in long-haul economy or premium economy. However, the airline will still offer complimentary beer and wine, though. Now the airline will be introducing on-board Delights Intercon on long-haul flights. This new service concept is being trialed as of mid-October on routes to Boston and Los Angeles, and it is expected that it will be rolled out on all long-haul routes as of 1st December 2021. Spurious liquor is a global problem, and recently Russia has witnessed a big tragedy. 34 people died this week after consuming a hazardous home-brewed spirit in the Orenburg region of Russia, bordering Kazakhstan. This latest case of mass alcohol poisoning some 1,500 kilometers southeast of Moscow is one of the largest reported in recent years. Such cases are not uncommon in Russia, especially in the countryside. Despite regulations on the sale of alcohol, many turn to cheap homemade alternatives. A new paper, which is set to be published in the International Journal of Epidemiology, argues that the 2018 study published by The Lancet is potentially unsound. The Lancet had published a study in 2018 which claimed that even light drinking of liquor increased blood pressure and the risk of having a stroke. The study drew huge attention to its claim. The study claimed that there was no safe level of alcohol consumption. The finding published in The Lancet was in sharp contrast to a large body of evidence showing that moderate drinking of alcoholic beverages offers protection against certain diseases, especially cardiovascular ones, observed a news report. Do you know that wine can run your automobile too? Prince Charles says his Aston Martin car runs on fuel made from wine and cheese. The Aston Martin, gifted to him by Queen Elizabeth II on his 21st birthday, uses a combination of English white wine and whey from cheese. The car, which Charles said he has driven for more than 50 years, underwent a conversion in 2008 to change its fuel source to bioethanol made from wine and cheese. The prince asked Aston Martin himself to make the change, but the request was initially met with some skepticism. Archaeologists have discovered the world's largest known Byzantine-era winery in central Israel. The winery, dating back 1,500 years, is believed to have produced one of the finest white wines of the Mediterranean at the time. It was widely praised in Byzantine-era literature and known as Vinum Gazetum, or Gaza wine, because it was exported from the ancient port city near modern-day Gaza. Archaeologists found a large complex of 5 wine presses, 4 large warehouses where the wine was aged, kilns where the clay wine jugs were fired, and tens of thousands of broken pieces of jugs. They estimate the winery produced between 2 to 3 million liters of wine a year. An outrage broke out from its lovers when Bacardi-owned tequila brand announced last week that it would be discontinuing Patron XO Cafe in order to focus on its core range of tequilas. Now, more than 700 fans have signed a petition at change.org to stop the unthinkable from happening. The page description reads that we need to stop this mistake in its tracks and let Bacardi know it's not acceptable. Please join the petition. Our nights out and Patron Espresso Martinis depend on it. Patron revealed in a statement that it was focusing its efforts on driving the upwards momentum and growth in the super premium tequila category. The cutting-edge digital print technology from HP Indigo helped India's leading beverage company Diageo India to launch India's first small batch artisanal craft 100% rice whiskey in just 80 days. After weighing up the options, the team at Diageo India recognized that Trigon's HP Indigo 6900 digital press would be the best choice for this job. HP Indigo 6900 digital press delivered state-of-art to meet the expectation of Diageo's on launch of India's first small batch artisanal craft 100% rice whiskey. It was launched in merely 80 days with the flawless service of HP Indigo. Let's focus on some new launches. As part of its global expansion, the Kentucky-based bourbon brand Wild Turkey has announced the launch of a new variant in India. It is known as Wild Turkey 81 and the drink is characterized by the bold, authentic, full-bodied flavor. The whiskey has been made using a mix of aged 6, 7 and 8-year-old whiskies. The whiskey is available at select retail outlets in India at an MRP of 2,623 rupees per 750 ml bottle. Radico Khaitan unveiled two new luxury products in the brown and white spirits categories. The liquor maker launched Magic Moments Dazzle Vodka and Royal Ranthambore Heritage Collection Royal Crafted Whiskey to mark the onset of the festival season. Magic Moments Dazzle Vodka will be available in two variants, that is Magic Moments Dazzle Gold and Magic Moments Dazzle Vanilla. Royal Ranthambore is crafted from different bespoke blended malt scotch from various regions of Scotland. Scotch grain is also blended to harmonize the whiskey. Both Magic Moments Dazzle and Royal Ranthambore will be available in select stores in Delhi, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Goa, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Haryana in the first phase of launch. Ireland's Walsh Whisky has debuted Writer's Tears Ice Wine Cask Finish created in partnership with Canadian winery Innisglyn. The new bottling is a triple distilled vatting of single pot still and single malt whiskies that has been spent an additional 12 months in ice wine hogsheads. The selected barrels were disgorged of ice wine in March 2020, shipped to Ireland and filled with Writer's Tears Copper Pot Expression 2 months later. 3,500 bottles of the expression are available across the US, Ireland and Canada, priced at $84.99 US. The happy memories of recently concluded Spirit Selection 2021 awards are still fresh and hundreds of our well-wishers cherish these memories. Here I present some glimpses of the evening. With these happy memories, bid you goodbye for today and see you next week, same day, same time. Till then, stay safe and say cheers with care.